Space Zero, we're specialists in the design of learning environments. So we've designed about 750 educational projects around the world, currently working in Abu Dhabi and Riyadh from the regional point of view. So yeah, everything that goes on inside a school, that's what we know. We know how it works, not just the design of the building. So everything that works inside, that's what we specialize in, making it a great experience for the brand, but also a great experience for the educators and the learners. I think in general the education sector is starting to wake up to the fact that certainly the independent education sector starting to wake up to the importance of school, not just as a learning experience, but as a differentiated experience based on who you are and what you stand for and your promise and your values. You know, school really does need to start seeing itself in the context of its competition and the environment itself has a huge part to play in contributing to help that picture come to life and be real. You know, brand as a verb, a doing word, rather than just a PowerPoint and a logo. So yeah, school is an experience, an inspiring experience, but built around a set of values. I think that is starting to seep into the discussion about how you design schools. So I was talking about how the metaverse could be better at certain points for education than in real life. So when I'm talking about the metaverse, I'm not talking about VR, I'm not talking about amazing technology. I'm talking about using the ability of CGI, so the kind of virtual worlds that children are in. You know, children are in the metaverse. You know, Fortnite, all of these places, Minecraft, Roblox. All of these spaces are amazing in terms of having fun and collaborating. And there are very real possibilities that approach may be a much better way to get children to be able to collaborate with each other in a learning experience from an inter-school point of view, an intercontinental point of view. It's much better than Teams. Teams doesn't work for children. They're camera shy, they turn their cameras off, they don't want people to see their bedrooms, etc. So the idea of actually taking children by using avatars into virtual spaces and taking the teachers in there to actually learn, to actually do things that are beneficial, not talking about replacing school, talking about there are certain points where there are real benefits to that. It's meeting children from different countries. So, you know, being able to get teachers, for instance, into spaces with children where there may be shortages, being able to do all sorts of magical, impossible things, so that there are endless possibilities with virtual worlds. I suppose the main thing I'm saying at this point in the game is we don't have to think VR. VR can be a bit gimmicky and quite difficult to use, and it's very difficult to take notes in VR, whereas actual virtual worlds and virtual experiences could be amazing. First of all, I think one is that don't see the metaverse as an enormously complex thing that's going to happen in the future. You know, we've been teaching in the metaverse for nearly 50 years. The first flight simulators have been here, you know, for a long time. This is actually quite old technology. So I think virtual world, think how do we do that? It's a lot simpler than you think. We use CGI to design schools now. Every architect, every designer uses CGI systems to build buildings, to build classrooms, to build chairs, tables, phones. This is all there and readily accessible. So it doesn't need to be very expensive future technology. Virtual worlds can be accessed now, and private virtual worlds can be built for schools, so they're secure and bespoke to the school itself. I think that we all know that, as AI starts to affect nearly all careers worldwide, that education, it depends, if you use the word education varies dramatically, obviously, everywhere around the world, whether you're an independent school to a state school. But the idea of the memory test at the end and the qualification that comes from recall, I think we all know that building collaborative skills and encouraging inquisitive minds and actually using technology to improve innovation and thinking, they are the capabilities we need to make sure that the experience of being in school delivers. And this is a crucial time in that development. So education really needs to start opening up its way of thinking around how we encourage that, not just use devices to mimic the adult world, but actually to take education into the three-dimensional virtual worlds that children are in and comfortable with. There's a misconnect and a disconnect there, and something very valuable could be in there, but we need to get the teachers in there to work out how to teach in it. I hope actually we can democratize education around the world massively. I think the idea of being able to give really good quality education to as many children as possible via any child who can really access any kind of the internet should be able to get really quite good quality education. I think of children, whether they're refugees or children who can't actually get to a very good school in their local region. So I hope actually the democratization of education through digital systems is something that I really hope for, actually, for the human race and for children.